You don't like it, we can hear about it. We can hear about it. Yeah, we can hear about it. I ain't.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. Y'all know what it is. It's KC from NAP. Now, I know it's been a while since we last seen each other. And woo, I tell you, whoo, a lot has gone on since then. We got a drop in cases. Yes, that's right. I said it, a drop in the amount of cases. I got a couple topics and a couple things I want to talk to you guys about. Number one, I got some more highlights from our Pacers. Number two, I want to talk about the top 3 R&B songs that's on our billboards right now. But before we get into that, I need you guys to go ahead, click below, and subscribe. I know this is only video 2 and you guys don't know that much about me. So I'm gonna get into one fun fact. I love shoes, boy. Like, I love shoes. It don't matter what it is. Nike, Jordan, Air Max. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They all my favorite. I'm really just a sneakerhead, period. Today, let's go ahead and get into our Pacers. Now, I want to get into one fun fact about the Pacers. According to the latest franchise, Forbes, the Pacers is worth about $1.4 billion. That's not a lot. Anyway, man, the Pacers lost to Golden State. The Pacers lost 107 to 111. I mean, but I'm not too shocked because every time the Pacers play Golden State, something always happens. Steph Curry is always showing out. Scores is really close the whole game, and then in the end, it's just like, blue. Here we go, we caught up, boom. I was real salty watching that. As I mentioned in the last video, the last game was postponed because players from the other team had COVID. So I honestly believe that the Pacers had too much time off and they probably didn't get to execute their plays like they wish. I wasn't too happy about this game. I know I said that before, but the Pacers, they could have did better. There's always room for improvement to me. So boom, but they did a good job. The next game, the Pacers will be playing the Boston Celtics at 7:30 at TD Garden. Alright, now that I got the sad news out the way, let's go ahead and get right to it. Our top 3 R&B artists on the billboards are The Weeknd, Chris Brown and Young Thug, and SZA. The Weeknd is a Canadian singer and has been singing since 2010. Now, I know you guys remember back in the day, the House of Balloons used to bump that on everything. Some of the songs on the album is a little depressing, but I would always listen to them before my basketball games, like to prep and get my mental together or something. The Weeknd holds several charts, and he's the first person ever to simultaneously hold the top 3 R&B spots on the billboards. Now, second up, we got Chris Brown and Young Thug with Go Crazy. I don't know if you remember Chris Brown's first arrival on the scene, but back in 2005, he released an album that went double platinum, and that's what basically put him on the map. Brown is one of my favorite singers, actors, dancers, comedians, writers, artists, all that. That's my man's, man, for real. That's my man's. Like, he's a legend. Like, he's our legend. You know how back in the 80s and the 90s they had MJ? Well, the 2000s and the 2010s, and I bet you the 2020s we gonna have Chris Brown. That's our king of R&B right now. According to the Recording Industry of America, Chris Brown is the number 1 singer. Now, I can't forget about Young Thug. This song wouldn't be the song that it is without him. Young Thug is one of the most influential rappers of this whole generation right now. And that's period. So Go Crazy was nominated for the Soul Train Music Awards, and I'm not that shocked because you got Chris Brown, the king of R&B right now of our generation, on that joint, and then you got Young Thug, one of the top trappers of the year right now, you know what I'm saying? He also signed with 1017 Records back in 2013. Last but not least, we got SZA with Good Days. SZA came up differently from a lot of artists, but her way of coming up is what you see common today. She took the YouTube route, which is what a lot of people are doing, starting to do now. You see this more often with artists today compared to artists back then. In 2013, SZA released S. Then she signed with Top Dog ENT. Then later that year, she signed with WME. It kind of got the same kind of vibe, the same kind of sound to them. But I really do. I like SZA. She got a good sound to her, and she got a lot of multiplicity to her vibe it just radiates good vibes and kind of like a hippie lovey-dovey type of feeling to her.